Good morning and welcome to the Hull Seahawks official YouTube channel. And we've got a bit of a special clip here for you. You've all had the big news this Saturday morning that the Seahawks have got their second import signed on the dotted line for the 23-24 season. And it's another forward to play alongside Emil Schweck. And we've got Matty Davies joining us once again. Thanks very much for joining us, Matty. I'm sure you're very excited to get the big news finally out there.
Yeah, thanks for having me, mate. Yeah, it's good to obviously, chat about this signing for us. It's a big moment for the club, and it's exactly what we wanted, to get over the line. And I think for us it was a case of this year we really wanted to, sort of change up, what I felt like the team needed last year, and yeah, I think for me, hopefully the fans are gonna be excited with this one, and yeah, it's obviously, with any import, it's always an unknown, especially when they haven't been in the league or anyone's seen them before playing. It's obviously a gamble, and you have to rely on your sources that and people that you trust, and I guess sort of respect their opinion on players in the game itself. So yeah, for me, yeah, it's a big one. It's a big announcement for the club, and it's one I've been working hard on this summer to get done, and yeah, really happy with it.
Of course, that big news was that the Hull Seahawks have signed 24-year-old Canadian forward Bobby Young. Bobby Young's a left-handed shooter, centre. Spent prep years in America, played some junior hockey in Canada before playing the last 4 years in the NCAA Division One for College of the Holy Cross, in which they've amassed over 100 appearances. Really exciting talent, Matty. Who, from the clips that we have seen that are available, looks like someone who's a good skater. Looks like they've got a lot to offer. Finds good positions. He's someone exactly what we need. Someone who's going to cause bother for the opposition defenses. Be that not necessarily annoying in the same way that some of our other forwards might be, but they're going to do exactly what the defensemen don't want them to do. They're going to try and break free, create some space, get in front of the netminders, and score goals.
Yeah, look, I think everyone that I've sort of ever seen or spoke to a lot of people about sort of that league that he's come out of, Division One in America, the college over there in terms of college sport in general, extremely competitive in all sports, and in ice hockey, I think it's widely regarded as probably other than the OHL, and in terms of going into the pros, it's probably where you're going to find a lot of the best talent in the world that play within that league, and a lot of draft picks and a lot of guys go straight out of the NHL, and that league is definitely a hotbed for really good players and young players that are going pro into different leagues around Europe and obviously North America. So look, I think for me it was sort of getting it done early in terms of really looking at sort of what I had to work with and different agents that I was talking to, and Bobby came up quite early on, but I had some other guys that I was looking at as well, and when you speak to the player itself, because obviously with the agent you can speak to them and they're always going to sell their player, and this particular agent has got other players that have played in the league, and players that have done really well last season, really well, and I thought they were some of the best players in the league for me. And this player, I've been told, he's very similar, if not better than some of them guys. So, first of all, I was excited with that, and then after you speak to the player and you get a feeling for him, I rang Joe pretty much straight away after I'd spoke to him, and I said, this is the kid I want. And like I say, me and Joe see it similar, and you get a feeling for someone's sort of mentality and their demeanor and how they come across first of all, just a good person and a good kid, and but then just sort of how he carried himself in the conversation and things he said to me, really excited me in terms of what he wanted to bring, what he was excited to do. We want people that are just hungry and want to come here and sort of make their mark. Bobby's someone that's, obviously played a lot of games in D1. He's coming out of probably not the best division in D1, but it's a division that's got some really good teams. And obviously, look, he's someone that after speaking to him, he's coming out of a team that had some young guys and maybe didn't get the chances where he felt like he could have got. So for me, it was doing a little bit of like my research on sort of him as a player, and then going from there. Really looked at his junior career, which he had a really good career in terms of his numbers and sort of the places that he played. And then it was, from that, it was sort of fitting in what type of player Bobby was as well, which was key for me. I wanted my first line centre. And for me in this league, I believe I've spoke to other coaches around the league, and for me, I think your first line centre should be your best player, that can do everything. And I felt like last year we lacked that a little bit. Don't get me wrong, our imports, we're very talented and very good players, and obviously we know about Emil, and we wanted to bring him back immediately. And Emil's got his talents, and in terms of his game, he'll bring what we know he'll bring. He's going to score goals, but Bobby, I think, is going to be an all-round player. He's going to be a two-way player that wants to work both ways, both sides of the puck. I think he's a pass-first player, which that was one of the first things I asked him. Simply said, if he's on a 2-on-1, what does he look for? Is he looking to shoot first, or is he looking to pass? And he looks to pass. And for me, having not only just Emil, that is a shoot first player now with Bobby Chamberlain, which again, Bobby, I know Bobby very well, played with him, and with me being a similar player in terms of pass first, I wanted that to complement them two. And yeah, look, I think it's just, it excites me in terms of what we are trying to bring to the team this year in terms of just good people and people that are here to work hard. And we've spoke about at length, haven't we? Kind of like, it's a mentality thing. It's a culture we're trying to create that, nothing but, their hardest work. And when they come to work, they're coming to put a real shift in, and that's all we'll tolerate, really. And people can have off nights and not play the best, but for me, the minimum's always just work hard. And that's again, like, in terms of coming out of Division 1, it's synonymous for having, some of the most in shape players out there. Their routine or their sort of schedule, in college there is they're on the ice pretty much every day, and they're also in the gym every day. They're all, my experience with, D1 players is they're all animals, they're all fit, they're all strong. He'll have no problem playing, 60 games, touch wood. The kid's raring to go, on the phone with me, he's texting me how excited he is for his announcement. And it's exciting for me because I feel like it's someone that really wants to be here. He had an offer from another team in this league, and still chose to come to us, and that makes me really proud of sort of what I'm trying to do here. And if someone wants to choose us over another team, then I've got their back all the way, really, because it shows faith in me and Joe and what we're doing.
And the vision, isn't it? You can see that mentality of yourself and the management group, and then sort of the leadership group and the locker room and the players you've brought in. We're exuding that now to everybody else. This is a club and a locker room that is starting to show confidence. It's starting to show determination. It's starting to show that this is a club that has the mentality, and the only mentality is to win, to go out there, win hockey games, and trying to do what we're all trying to do and win trophies. This is exactly what we want to bring back to Hull. This is what the fans want to see, and these are the type of players who are going to sort of help to bring that culture back.
Exactly, mate. Yeah, hit the nail on the head. Yeah, it's trying to get hungry people that just want to dig in and work hard. And I feel like, look, me and Joe, if we're going to do this and really commit to it long term, then the least that we want is just people that fully buy in. I'm speaking for Joe, but for me, I have no problem in losing money if people are willing to really work hard for you. You're willing to go to bat for people and for this club and how much we're trying to put into this. You just want that same effort back. And that's why Bobby is such a good signing, in my opinion, because he's everything that I want in terms of he's hungry and he's coming in. He has no baggage in terms of this league and what people might think of him or not think of him, or he's going to come in like we saw with Cooper last year in Leeds, and Walcombe and Gomerick and all these players that, for me, they was all the best players in the league last year, and all their numbers are very comparable to Bobby's. If you play every game in D1, I think you've got yourself a good player, and that's all I can go on, and people I've spoke to can sort of verify that in terms of, look, that league's difficult, and hopefully he'll bring that same tenacity to Hull. And like you say, mate, we're trying to win. We want to win. We want to bring it back to Hull. We want to try and get this place rocking every night. And players like Bobby, for me, I think people just want to watch that. People leave it out there. Hull's always been the same. You don't have to be the best player in the world, but you better leave your soul on the ice. You better just, everything you've got, because that's all they want to see. They're spending their hard-earned money to come watch you play, and they just want to see someone play hard for the shirt. And again, that's what me and Joe want as well.
Couple of last quick questions before we wrap this up then. So I know this is what everyone has spoken about. How long do we reckon till we see Bobby over here and on the ice with the rest of the lads? Is it just
we're looking at obviously, like, it's the beginning of September, we're going to get everyone in. We're going to have a good week of training, hopefully every day. We're going to get the lads in every day for that week, and then we'll have games that weekend. Hopefully some sort of Yorkshire Cup set up again. It's not confirmed yet, but I think that's what we're looking at. And then we'll bounce into the next week. So it'll be about 3 weeks of pre-season. So early September, all the team will be here. And getting to know each other, bonding, and getting ready to to smash it for a big season for us, our second season. And there's a lot of expectation. It's a very different feel this year. So very, very much professional, very much coming in to do a job, and that's what everyone will be told.
No, I think I'll actually, my second question, I think it might be one better saved for it's a very special edition of the Hull Seahawks Behind the Curtain podcast that'll be coming out next week, where myself, Martin Cattle, and Matty Davies will be speaking with Bobby Young ahead of their first season in Hull, ahead of their move to the UK. What is going to be a very big season for them, but also apparently for the Hull Seahawks too. So you've got that to look forward to. I've got to say thank you very much for joining us, Matt. I am sure that you've absolutely made everyone's weekend with that announcement.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Excited, mate. Really happy to get that one done.
Of course, there'll be a lot more to come, not only on here on the Hull Seahawks official YouTube channel, but also across with the podcast on Spotify and Apple podcasts, and through the social media too. So make sure you stay tuned to all things Hull Seahawks.